Today we are going to solve LeetCode 445, that is to add two numbers 2. So we are provided with two numbers in a form of linked list, separate linked list, and we need to add these two numbers and we have to return the summation as a linked list. So we can assume that the numbers are not having any leading 0, and this is the example that we can see where 7243 is one number and 564 is one number, and the summation of these two numbers is 7807, which is also returned in a form of linked list. So now in this question the linked list are not reverse. That means the head is provided at this place, right? But we know that when we add two numbers, we add from unit place. We start adding from unit places. So these will be the unit place of the number. But these are the end nodes of the linked list. And we know that in single linked list, if we reach once the end, we won't be able to reverse back and check these values. So how we are going to add these two linked list is, there are two possible approaches. First one is we can either reverse this linked list, these two linked list, and then we can add them, right? So let's see firstly how we can do that. So what I want that this next pointer, this node's next pointer should not point in this direction, but it should point in this direction, right? I want this to be in this direction. So for that, where it's going to point? It's going to point towards a null pointer, because this is the first node, and when I'm going to reverse this whole linked list, this will be the last node, and we know that the last node points to null node, right? So that is one thing. We need a null node and we will name it as the previous one, null value. So this is our previous place and currently we are at this place, node 7. Now I'm saying if I want this pointer to point in this direction, I don't want to miss this node, the connection with this node, right? I don't want to miss this node because this is the node with which we will be establishing the connection with rest of the nodes. So I need this node. So let's put a next pointer at this place. So now this is also saved. Now I'm saying that I had already created previous pointer, current pointer, and next pointer. Do one thing. Now make current dot next, this current dot next to null, point towards null. So this is the thing. Now our current dot next is pointing towards null. Now I'm saying once this is done, just once my current dot next is pointing towards null, what I'm saying, now make the current dot next, the previous one, this 2 1, as the current node, and the node which was at current position, it will become previous, and the current dot next will become the next one. Now I am saying again do the same thing. Once I'll put these pointers at place, now remove this current dot next pointer and direct it towards the previous node. So I did that again. I removed this and now it's pointing towards previous node. Now again do the same thing. Again increase the pointers by 1 and now our current node will be this one, our previous node will be this one, and our next node will be this one. Again do the same thing now. So current dot next will point towards this direction and again remove this direction. Now once the direction is being changed, again update your pointers, that is this one will be the current one, this one will be the previous one, and this one will be the next one. Now establish this connection and remove this previous connection, right? And now we can see that our current node is going to be again updated and it will go to this place where the node is null, right? Current will go to this place, previous will be at this place, and this will be our reverse linked list, because our current node already reached the null pointer, so now we can proceed. So what we are going to return now, we will be returning the previous pointer as the head. This will be our new head, right? So in this manner we will reverse both the linked list and then we can add their values. So now we already reversed this linked list, so let's say we did this as well, 5 6 4. So this is also reversed and pointing towards null node, and this is the head. 3 is the new head of that number, linked list 1 first. Now I'm saying add these values. So 4 plus 3 will be 7, then 6 plus 4 will be 10, so 0 and carry will be 1. Carry will be 1. Then I'm saying add 5 and 2. So 5 and 2 will be 7 and carry will be 8. And then add 7 and null. So null can be assumed as 0. So this. So this will be our new linked list, and we have to return the values in this manner. Like the linked list head should be at this place. And this will be our new linked list. So this is the one approach. Now what can be the next approach if we don't want to reverse the linked list? Let's see that as well, because in the problem this is the follow-up question. So let's see that approach as well. So now I'm saying I don't want to reverse these linked lists, but then how I'm going to access all these node values? For that I need to store it somewhere, right? But I need to store it in such a way where I'll be able to access the last value first. That is last in first out. And we know that we are already having a data structure which works on this principle, that is a stack. So we will be creating a stack for these two linked lists, and we will be storing these values inside these linked lists. Now I am saying I am going to traverse this linked list. So firstly I will go to 7, so I will push it in my stack, then 2, then 4, then 3. Then I am saying I will traverse this linked list as well and store it in my stack. So this will be 5, 6 and 4. Now my two stacks are ready. Now what I will do, I will take one by one from these stacks. I will take out one value from each of these stacks and add up those values and form a new linked list. So I am saying now I am popping this value 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 will be 7. So 7 will be my one node. Then I am going to pop 6 and 4. So 6 and 4 will be 10. So 0 will be one node and carry will be equivalent to 1. Now I am saying I will be popping 5 and 2. So 5 and 2 will be 7 and carry will be 8, right? Now once I have added carry will be updated and become 0. So carry is now 0. Now I am saying I have already popped values from this linked list, that is from this stack, that is stack 2. So after this what I will do, I will take the value of stack 1 and place it as it is and add my carry to it, but my carry is also 0, so there won't be any difference. So this will be my new linked list. This is how we are going to solve this question. So I have explained both the approaches. Now we will be trying to code both these solutions. They are pretty easy, not that tough. So we will code both the solutions. But before that, let's see what's the time complexity of both the approaches. So in the first approach, we are reversing the linked list, right? And we are reversing both the linked lists. So if I am saying first linked list is having length equivalent to m and second is having length equivalent to n, so the time complexity for reversing will be big O of m plus n, right? After that I am again traversing the reverse linked list and adding the values and creating a new linked list. For that as well I will be taking big O of m plus n time, right? So this will be equivalent to 2 big O of m plus n, where we will be ignoring 2. So time complexity will be big O of m plus n. Then space complexity. Space complexity for this approach, as we are creating reverse linked list. So for that, again, big O of m will be for the first linked list, big O of n will be for the second linked list. Now some of you will be like, we are using the same input, but we are creating a reversed reference of it. That's why I'm considering it as big O of m plus n. So for that approach in which we are reversing the nodes, the time complexity and space complexity both are equivalent to big O of m plus n. Now for the second approach, we use two stacks, right? So in that as well, the time complexity is big O of m plus n, because firstly we are creating both these stacks, so we are traversing big O of m and then big O of n for filling those stacks, and then I am going through those two stacks and adding the value and creating a new linked list. So that will take big O of m plus n. So the time complexity will be big O of m plus n, and space complexity, as the two stacks will take big O of m and big O of n respectively for both the linked list. So space complexity will also be big O of m plus n. So both the approaches have same time complexity and space complexity, but slightly different when it comes to functionality. So let's see how we can code the solution. Now let's code the approach 1, that is, firstly we will reverse our linked list and then we will create a new stack out of it. So let's assume we already have our reversing function. So we will call it like self dot reverse, and in that we will pass our linked list. So we will be getting the reverse linked list, and in this manner we will be reversing our link. After this, I will create a variable that we already saw, that null pointer to which our node, the first node, will be pointing, and then there will be a variable named carry which will take care of the carry values. Now let's run a loop while first reverse linked list or second reverse linked list or carry, we will be continuously looping. And what we will be doing, firstly we will be having these two values, v1 and v2, that will be equivalent to 0. Now what we will do, we will check if linked list is having node, then what we will do, we will be taking its value, that is rl1.well, and rl1 will be equivalent to rl1.next. It will point to next value. Then if the second linked list is having value, then take its value and store it in v2, and then again do the same thing, that is rl2 will be rl2.next. And after this, what I am saying is carry comma well and call our div mod. So what div mod will do, div mod will add both the values, that is v1, v2 and carry as well, and do a modulus and return value and carry both. So this is one thing. After getting value, what I am saying is create a node out of that value, with that value, and then what I am saying is answer dot next is equivalent to root, that is none, and reverse it right away, that is root is equivalent to answer. And after stepping out of this loop, what we will do, we will return root. In this manner, this function will work. But now let's code our reverse function, which will be reversing our linked list. So this will be a reverse function in which we are going to pass our nodes. So what we are saying, reverse it. So let's create a previous pointer which will be equivalent to none and a temporary point. After creating these two variables, now let's run a loop and we will store head.next in our temp, head.next, that is the next node in the temp, and then what I'm saying, now reverse the head.next and make it to previous. Now head.next is pointing towards previous, and now update the previous, because now previous is equivalent to head, and head is equivalent to 10. And once we step out of this, then what we were doing, returning 3. So this was the code for approach 1. Let's see if we can see this code is working and it is quite efficient. Now let's quickly code the next approach as well. So for that we don't need a reverse function. What we will be needing is, we will be needing 2 stacks, that is S1 and S2. So this will be our stack, and what I'm saying now, just load these stacks. So while L1 S1 dot append L1 dot where, and L1 will be L1 dot next. So this is first one. Then we'll do the same thing for next node, or next linked list, that is while L2 S2 dot append L2 dot where, and L2 will be L2 dot next. Now our stacks are loaded, and after that this RL1 will be changed to S1, this RL2 will be changed to S2, and now here we will be checking if S1 is there, then just pop the value and store it in the V1. Same we will do here, if S2 is there, then pop the value and store it there. Rest of the things will be same. Now let's run this one as well. So these were the 2 solutions, and we can see this is quite efficient, and these were the 2 approaches and their explanation, and I hope this whole explanation, this whole video was helpful. And if you really enjoyed this video, then you can like this video, subscribe my channel, share this video with your friends, and I will soon come up with few more videos. Till then, keep watching, and thanks for watching.